Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to go over how to add two mixed numbers, and then I will get into the two strategies I have worked on with your child for subtraction. So with addition, what I tell the kids to do is go ahead and take care of your two whole numbers. So they can pretty easily go ahead and add 6 plus 5, which is going to be 11. And I tell them to go ahead and write that 11 or whatever the number is off to the side, but remind them do not forget about it. Then it's just adding two fractions. So you're going to have 3/4 plus 1/3. And then, so their first step is to find a common denominator. They can do that by listing the multiples of the number. So that would be like 3 and 4. Then they would count by 3, 6, 9, 12, or 4, 8, 12, 16. And they find which number, the smallest number that they have in common. In this case, it's 12. They could have also found that by multiplying 4 times 3 in this case. A lot of kids by this point know off the top of their head what the two familiar numbers are. So it just depends on your child and kind of what they do, but we talked through those strategies. So now I would say, okay, my LCD is going to be 12. So I'm going to make both of these have a denominator of 12, and I say 4 times 3 is 12, so 3 times 3, because whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So then I do 3 times 4 and 1 times 4, and this becomes 4. And now I add, so 9 plus 4 would be 13/12. And that is an improper fraction, aka a fraction greater than 1. And to fix that, I teach the kids, we have a little dance that we do when we say divide the bottom to the top, divide the bottom to the top, and we keep the same denominator, Okay, so we would say 12 into 13. 12 can go into 13 one time. 1 times 12 is 12. Subtract, we're left with 1. So your whole number, it becomes 1 whole and 1/12. I get the 1 from my remainder. My denominator stays the same as it was. So now I say 1 and 1/12 plus that 11 that I started with. And so my answer would be 12 and 1/12. And that's how we solve the addition equation. Okay, let's say that this is a subtraction equation. And I'm going to use the same numbers in this case. So I'm going to say 6 and 3/4 minus 5 and 1/3. Now this one is not going to necessarily require the kids to do the strategy, either NASCAR or borrowing, that I teach them, because if they can identify that 3/4 is larger than 1/3. So in this case, they can go ahead and say, okay, 6 minus 5 is going to be 1. Okay, and then now we're looking at, we've dealt with our whole numbers. Now we're looking at 3/4 minus 1/3. And we established up here that the denominator is 12. If we didn't already know that, we would obviously figure out the denominator. So we get 9/12 minus 4/12, which would be 5/12. And then you're going to take the 5/12 and add it to the 1/12. And so you get 1 and 5/12. Now that only works if the first fraction in your subtraction equation is larger. Let's say we had